Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Quick Break Games, and welcome back to the Every Extra series here on the channel, where we go through the LEGO games and show off all the extras, or some people call them cheats, within the LEGO game series from TT Games. This time we are doing 2007's LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga, probably one of the most well-known LEGO games, and the LEGO game that a lot of people have started with, or they did start with, back in the day. So we're going to be showing off all the extras in this game. So to get extras in this game, you go up here to the shop, you go to extras, and then you purchase them from here. Now, some of them you can purchase straight off the bat, like disguises and daisy chains, but the vast majority of them you're going to need to find the red power bricks. There's one per level, and there's 36 levels, so yeah, there's a lot of collecting to do. If you need help on those, I do have a complete guide for this game on my channel, so you can check out a different video for each of the levels, and you can see where each of the red power bricks are. So let's go ahead and get started with these extras. We pause the game and bring up extras here. And so the first one is adaptive difficulty. So this one returns from LEGO Star Wars 2. Basically, when this is on, if you die more often, then the game will kind of go easier on you and you'll lose less studs per death. And if you're kind of surviving a long time, doing pretty good, when you die, you're going to lose more studs. So I would say that's a good thing to have on. I mean, it doesn't really do too much because, you know, LEGO games don't have too much difficulty, but, you know, it's there in case you don't want to lose as many studs. Next up, we have extra toggle. So this gives you access to more characters when you're playing in free play within a level. And these are usually like the miscellaneous sort of background characters, random droids and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool that you get more characters than what's actually on the character roster. So next up, we have fertilizer, which is a funny one. So this is when you're riding on like a bantha or something from like episode 4. You can walk around on it, and you can have them like poop, which is hilarious. You push a button, I think it's like the B button if you're playing on Xbox, and the bantha will actually poop out like brown Lego studs, which is hilarious. So next up, we have disguise. So if you turn this one on, every character has a disguise on their face. Even these random NPC characters that you can't actually play as even have... Oh wait, do they have disguise? I can't tell. Turn around. Maybe not. I guess they don't. Oh wait, well, I think their disguise is just clipped into their face. Let's test it out. Let's turn it off now. Yep, it went away. So yeah, their disguise just kind of sticks out of their face. That's kind of funny. But that's disguise, kind of a goofy one. So we have daisy chains. So this, if you turn this on, this is when you're using a character with a grapple hook, like on a grapple hook section. Their grapple hook turns to like daisies or flowers, which is kind of cool. So we have Chewbacca carrying C-3PO. So this is, if you're playing as Chewbacca, he will have C-3PO on his back. So that's kind of a cool touch, a reference to episode 5. We have tow Death Star. So this applies to vehicle levels. Instead of towing those little bombs, you can tow like miniature Death Stars. So it just kind of, it's basically a skin change for the bombs within vehicle levels, which is kind of cool. So next up, we have silhouettes. If you turn this on, this was in LEGO Star Wars 1. It makes every character a black silhouette. So I'm not sure why you would want to do this, but, you know, it's kind of a cool thing there. And you can stack these as well, so if you want to have silhouettes and disguises on. Now, you wouldn't really be able to see the disguise too well, but that's something you could actually do. So next up, we have Beep Beep. So this is when you're playing in certain vehicles throughout the game. You can have them like honk or beep, which is kind of a cool feature. So next up, we have Super Gonk, which allows the Gonk droid to move faster and jump higher, which is probably the origins of the Gonk droid meme, really. And next up, we have Poo Money. So if you have Poo Money on as well as Fertilizer on, I believe you have to have them both on, potentially. I can't remember exactly, but basically when you're playing as like a bantha or something, he'll poop out money instead of, you know, just poo. So that's kind of funny, like studs. So next up, we have Walkie Talkie Disable. So this one is not too useful like in 90% of the game, but it is useful in some situations, like for instance in the last level of episode 1 where you're fighting Darth Maul. He calls in those droids that have walkie-talkies, so it is cool that you can disable those to prevent the infinitely respawning enemies with the walkie-talkies, so that's kind of cool. But again, there's like not too many scenarios where that's actually useful. I feel like they probably ran out of ideas because they knew they had 36 levels, so they needed 36 extras, so they just kind of threw that one in there. Next up, we have Power Brick Detector, so that detects the red power bricks in each level, very useful, which is funny because you actually need to find a power brick to unlock this one in the first place. Next up, we have Super Slap, so this makes it so when you slap or punch characters, that does double damage, so that's really cool. So next up, this was always my favorite when I was younger playing this game, Force Grapple Leap. So this allows you to go underneath grapple hook points where usually only a blaster character could use it, and this allows a Jedi character to use the Force to just jump all the way up. So I always like that because, you know, in the prequel movies, often you see the Jedi jump really high and stuff. So it's actually cool that you can sort of use your Jedi jumping abilities in a way in those certain grapple hook situations. So that's kind of cool. Next up, we have Stud Magnet. This draws all the studs to you. We can actually demonstrate this one right here. And you can see here, all the studs around us will be drawn to us. We don't have to walk nearly as close as we usually do. So that's really cool. Next up, we have Disarm Trooper. So this takes away the blasters of enemies, like stormtroopers and stuff. So that's cool. We have Character Studs. So this makes it so when you destroy a character, they give you studs. So that's kind of cool. So you're basically always making money. You're going to have studs going everywhere if you have this activated. So next up here, we have Perfect Deflect. So if you have this turned on, when you're deflecting blasters, it'll always deflect. Actually, can we get these characters to start attacking us again? Let's see. Well, I guess all the enemy AI characters are basically gone now, so that sucks. So we can't actually demonstrate it, but usually what this does is when you're getting shot at, if you have a lightsaber character, here we go. Maybe the scout. There you can see my lightsaber perfectly deflected right back at him, so that's pretty cool. Next up, we have Exploding Blaster Bolts, so we can demonstrate this one as well. So if you're playing as the character that has a blaster, this basically causes, as you can see there, we just blew ourselves up. Your blaster becomes like a detonator that a bounty hunter has, so you can build, blow up silver Lego objects and stuff like that just with a blaster. So it's gonna make your blaster really, really powerful. So next up we have, let's see here, Force Pull. So instead of using the Force to pull like droids, or instead of using the Force to push droids away from you, you'll pull them towards you, and it has the same effect, it's just that you're pulling them, so it's kind of a neat extra there, not too useful. We have Vehicle Smart Bomb. I believe what this does is if you're in a vehicle level, you can activate this and it's going to blow up all the enemies around you, so that's very useful. We have Super Astromech. So as the name sounds, if you're using an astromech droid like R2-D2, you turn that on, it's going to make their zapper like really powerful. I think it even makes it so the electricity from it like links to nearby enemies, so you can take down a lot of different enemies with an astromech droid, which is really cool. We have Super Jedi Slam, so we can demonstrate this one right here. So with Super Jedi Slam, you can do this, and it's going to make your Jedi Slam have like double the radius or something like that. So you're going to be able to really take out a ton of enemies. So that's always useful. Let's move over here to Super Thermal Detonator. This is going to make your detonator with the Bounty Hunter character even more powerful and explosive. So it's basically like Super Jedi Slam, but for thermal detonators. So that's really cool. We have Deflect Bolts. So I believe if we get shot, yeah. So this makes it basically so we're immune to blasters. So we're getting shot here, we are not taking any sort of damage. This deflects off of us. Now, if you actually want to deflect it perfectly back at them, you're going to need a perfect deflect turned on. Next up, we have a dark side. So this makes it so every Jedi character is basically turned to the dark side. They can use the dark side of the Force, and they have a red lightsaber. So we have Super Blasters. This makes it so that blasters do more damage. Any sort of blaster character. Now this is not as big of a deal as like when the blaster was doing like the damage of a thermal detonator, but it's pretty useful. It's always good to do more damage. Here we have Fast Force. This one is pretty self-explanatory. Basically, every time you use the Force, it speeds up the animation. That's really useful. We have Super Lightsabers. So if we turn this one on, it turns everyone's lightsabers purple, and they're going to do double damage as well, or just more damage. And so that kind of replaces the purple extra from LEGO Star Wars 1. We have Tractor Beam. This is really useful in vehicle levels, so this draws all the enemies towards you. So again, very, very useful. We have Invincibility. That makes it so you cannot take any damage. Pretty self-explanatory. We have Score ×2. That makes it so you collect double the studs. We have Self-Destruct. This makes it so droids can blow themselves up, and it sort of works like blowing up a silver Lego object or a thermal detonator. Some of these extras kind of give you the ability to blow more silver Lego objects up, so you don't necessarily need bounty hunters. We have Fast Build. That's the same thing as Fast Force, except it speeds up the animation of building. We have Score ×4, and again, these score multipliers can stack. So if you turn on like ×8 and ×2, you can see there on the left side of the screen written in purple, we have ×8 now. So very cool there. We have Regenerate Hearts. So if you have Invincibility, this is completely useless, but this makes it so if you're taking damage, you will slowly regenerate your hearts. So that's kind of cool. You don't need to go collecting hearts throughout the game. We have Mini-Kit Detector. This will detect the mini-kits throughout each level. It's not always accurate, so I do suggest using my LEGO Star Wars mini-kit guides. I'll just plug those in here. But it is pretty useful. We have score times 6, that'll give you times 6 studs. Again, that will stack with all the other multipliers. We have super zapper, so this is similar to super astromech, except this will apply to like Jawas as well. It makes their zapper actually do damage to enemies, not just stun them. We have bounty hunter rockets, so this makes it so the like 2 characters in the game, Jango and Boba Fett, they can use the rockets from their back, their jetpack. So that's really cool, just like they do in the movie. So I feel like, again, that should just be a default ability, but they kind of put it on as an extra here, which is, you know, okay, it's whatever. We have score times 8, which will give you times 8 the studs. So, you know, a blue stud will be worth 8,000 instead of 1,000, etc. We have super Ewok catapult, which allows Ewoks to, you know, with their slingshot, instead of shooting regular slingshots, they shoot like purple torpedoes from the vehicle levels, basically make them really powerful. And we have infinite torpedoes, one of the most useful extras in this game, I would say, which is giving you infinite purple torpedoes in vehicle levels, so you don't have to go around hunting those down. So that really, I would say, speeds up the vehicle levels. And then we have score times 10, which again stacks with all the other ones. So that is all, I believe, 45 extras in this game. 36 you have to unlock manually through each level. Then you have these other 9, which you just kind of start out with that you can buy right away. But yeah, that's all 46 extras in this game. So let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. You know, if I had to choose a favorite, let's see, you're probably, like I said, the Force Grapple Leap. I really like that one. I just find it like really cool how you can just jump really high, and it's just so much more convenient than having to switch to a blaster character. It almost makes blaster characters like irrelevant, because you can just use, anytime you need to grapple, you can just keep using your Jedi character, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, let me know your favorite in the comments. Like this video if you enjoyed it, dislike it if not. Have you actually collected all these extras? Have you gotten all the red power bricks? Let me know. And other than that, I'll see you guys next time here on Quick Break Games.